Hello everyone, it is Guark. We are back with another career mode video. It is part 13. We are at Spa, and I think I'm quite good at Spa. It is a sprint weekend as well, which will just make it a lot more exciting. It is raining at the start of sprint qualifying. We actually don't go out to do an interlap. We don't need to do an interlap. So we will skip the time after sorting out our setup. Hopefully it's a good weekend. We'll have a look how it goes as it goes. See Ocon leaving an Antonelli, but we skip the time and we only do one flying lap. That is a dry lap as well. There's seeing another couple of drivers already out at the moment, including a Ferrari and a McLaren, and we pretty much lead everyone else leaving the pit lane to start a flying lap coming through the bus stop. There's 2 minutes left to do the lap. I don't think we need to be concerned about the time though, as we cross the line and start the flying lap. As Jack Doohan goes fastest, so I don't think we're going to get a good scale of where we're going to start until qualifying fully ends, of course, leading the pack. We won't know. Purple in the first sector. I don't know how much that'll mean. Purple in the middle sector, 1:17.8. That feels quite fast after 2 sectors. And as we come through the bus stop chicane, we've used all of our ERS as well, so that might be a little bit of a knock on our qualifying pace. But we cross the line and we do go fastest. Jack Doohan in second, Albon in third, Hulkenberg in fourth, and Behrman in fifth. So no clue where we're going to start, considering the fact both Red Bulls, both McLarens, and both Mercedes are all on laps at the moment, and our teammate and a Ferrari. But as we get into qualifying now, and the music sounds sick as fuck. Go on, Crofty, you can do it all for us.
All the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners, and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Oscar Piastri lines up.
So our teammate starts on the front row. That's pretty good.
The front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Stroll.
Stroll's fourth. That feels a bit weird. Red Bull third row lockout. It's Russell and Ocon, and then we finished P9 in between the Mercedes.
Isaac Hadjar, Doohan, Albon.
I don't think there's anyone that's particularly fast near the back. Fernando Alonso should have been higher, maybe. And Leclerc and Hamilton. Okay. So Sainz, Fernando Alonso, and both Ferraris are probably the only ones that's missing from that top 10. Of course, instead it's me and my teammate and Lance Stroll that are up there. We do overfuel the car. It's quite a quick track. But we get on to the formation lap in the sprint race. How is this going to go? Everyone's starting on the mediums. It is a very weird looking grid. Mercedes a bit lower than they would have liked. Me and my teammate in the top 10. Ocon in the top 10. Stroll in the top 10. Meanwhile, we're missing Alonso and the Ferraris. And maybe a Williams should have been up there, like Albon or Sainz, but you can't complain. I'm certainly not complaining. My team starting 2nd and 9th. It's probably our best qualifying. As the formation lap comes to an end and we're coming through the bus stop chicane now, on board with Rich Verschoor, who we're racing as. Hopefully it's a good sprint. Teammate should get something out of it starting on the front row. It does feel weird seeing a car that high. But I'm certainly not going to question it, because I'm hoping for something. I own the team. I'm sure not every team is going to question their own driver being so good. But anyway, the lights come out and we are racing for the sprint at Belgium. And it's an alright start from us, but Kimi Antonelli has already beaten us off the line. But he's sort of boxed in by us and Ocon, and now we go wheel to wheel with Esteban Ocon through La Source. And now down towards the hill, Esteban Ocon does get the better of us as we come down past the old pit straight and down into Eau Rouge. We decide to look for a move down Eau Rouge, but it's not quite something we can manage. As we now move on to the Kemmel Straight, Tsunoda is looking boxed in by Lance Stroll and George Russell, and Esteban Ocon is joining them 3 wide now by Stroll, Russell and Ocon. Tsunoda moves over and we have to move out of the way. There could have been a collision there, but we do end up getting past Yuki Tsunoda. And now maybe looking inside of Esteban Ocon, but we get onto the gravel, and Yuki Tsunoda coming back towards us now. And through this long right-hander, which I don't know the name of, Yuki Tsunoda does have to back out of it. So we're up into P8, a position gained already on lap 1 of the sprint. Meanwhile, our teammate, I can see from the track map, is leading still. He's held on for a lap. How well can he do throughout the rest of this race? There's only 8 laps in the sprint, so hopefully not too much. We send it down the inside of Lance Stroll, back at the source at the start of lap 2. So up into P7 now for us. It's only taken us a lap. And we're already making moves as we come back towards Eau Rouge and Radion. We're right on the back of Esteban Ocon, and we're going to make another move here. Down the Kemmel Straight, Ocon doesn't have DRS. We do. We move to the right-hand side. We slightly get onto the grass as well. And that is now P6 for us. 3 positions gained across not even a lap and a half. As now we come back down towards this long right-hand to them. I'm going to skip to lap 3, and look how close we are to George Russell and Lando Norris already. Esteban Ocon is in the DRS behind us though, so a little bit of a concern for that, but it's not a concern with that exit through Radion. We're already wheel to wheel with Lando Norris, who's boxed in by the defending George Russell, and we're going to make a double move here down the Kemmel Straight, and just like that, we're up into P4. Our teammate is already still leading, as well. And for the third lap in this race, we have a car leading, and we're up into P4. And Verstappen's starting to drop back a little bit as well, as he has to defend from Oscar Piastri. Not on this occasion though, you can see how close he is to our teammate compared to Oscar Piastri being close to him. But we are quite close to Oscar Piastri. And on lap 5 of the sprint, we're in the DRS on the Kemmel Straight. We're in the slipstream as well. We move to the right hand side. Piastri defends on the right hand side. We move back to the left hand side, and we do get past the Australian and onto the podium place. It's to 1-3 for our team at the moment. Meanwhile, our teammate is putting up such a great defensive job here, and at the end of lap 5, we've managed to really close our gap down onto the 2 leaders, and we break a little bit later. I don't know if that move was on purpose, but we do get up into 2nd place. Oh my god, what a time to be alive if you're a fan of this team. Coming through Eau Rouge and Radion again. We're in the DRS of Crawford, but Verstappen is in the DRS of us, and we're not going to go attack here. We're using the DRS defensively. Verstappen, who's probably defending from Piastri, to be honest. We're not looking at getting ahead. If we collide with Crawford, if we just slow each other down, we might lose the win. We might lose points. So we're just going to stay on the defensive. Verstappen only 3 tenths behind us as we come through Radion once again and onto the Kemmel Straight. We're in the DRS of Crawford. We're a lot closer to Crawford. We're not in the slipstream. We're not interested in making an overtake here. Crawford does go defensive anyway because the AI is a little bit off the stupid. But we do not even attempt to make the overtake. And Verstappen can't get by us, and Crawford has completely ran away. And round the source one more time in the sprint race. We're in the DRS of Verschoor, we're Richard Verschoor. We're in the DRS of Jack Crawford, and Verstappen is not in the DRS of us. As we now watch Verstappen, and he doesn't have the DRS open. So, as we get to the end of the Kemmel Straight, it doesn't look like that top 3 is going to change any positions at all. And as we skip to the bus stop chicane, Jack Crawford is going to come out at the final corner, and for the first time in his career, Jack Crawford wins a race. It's only the sprint race, but it's still a win nonetheless, and it's a 1-2 for us. Jack Crawford wins, Richard Verschoor in second, and Dutch counterpart Max Verstappen in third. Oh my god, what a race. Look at that. Look at that. Stare at that. Jack Crawford wins. It's the first American winner for God knows how long. I can't think of the last time an American won a race. Probably all the way Andretti all the way back when. I can't think Logan Sargent or Scott Speed won a race. But anyway, we skip to qualifying now for the main race. So it's a very momentous first race here at Spa in the sprint, and after 8 laps it was me and my teammate who took the win. And as we come out the pit lane to do our qualifying lap, let's see where we set ourselves. As we turn the ERS on, our fuel mix back onto standard as we come out of the bus stop chicane, what can we do here? At the end of sector 1 we go purple yet again. Oh my, we are flying at the moment. I don't know how many other drivers have done laps here. I'm looking on the track map and it only looks like there's 3 drivers ahead of us that might be on laps. The Mercedes in front of us isn't, so we actually might be one of the first drivers out there doing a lap. As we move into the bus stop chicane with purple in the first 2 sectors. The Mercedes is now behind us. And across the line, it is provisional pole for us, Albon and Behrman, the only other drivers to do the laps. Doohan sets himself third, and Crawford goes second. I saw as we just skip back to the pit lane. And now we get to see the timing sheets for real. Now, more people would have done laps, and Charles Leclerc's beaten us by 5 tenths. That's sort of tough, but we're beating Verstappen, we're beating Lando Norris, and our teammate is still, I think that was P6. I didn't get to see it properly. It's been good. I am rating this. I mean, I've got to rate it. We've already got a 1-2 for the team. I can only think we've had 2 podiums so far in this career mode. Crawford got a podium at Japan, and Verschoor got a podium at Austria. They were both second places, I do believe. But we've already got a 1-2, and especially after Silverstone last weekend, that was abysmal. We were definitely the slowest driver around Silverstone. If it wasn't for a lucky pit stop and the defensive masterclass against Hamilton and Norris at the end of the race, I think we would have easily been last. But anyway, we go purple in the first sector yet again, and we're 2 tenths up at the moment on our last lap, so Charles Leclerc's got to look out. As we actually drop down to 7th place, and we're 8 tenths up here, but it's only green in the middle sector, so we're going to have to look how we're doing when we cross the line. Coming around the bus stop chicane one more time, opening the DRS, and as we get to the line, I didn't see what we got. I think that was green in the 3rd sector as well. We are 3rd in the qualifying. I don't know who came ahead of us, so Crofty, take it away, mate.
Welcome to this visit to the Ardennes countryside. Spa-Francochamps hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925, and this historic track is loved by drivers and fans alike, and us here in the commentary box too. So it's a warm welcome from the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francochamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track's a great one for fans of pure speed, and the average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles per hour. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. A fantastic effort from
Okay, so
Charles
it's a
Leclerc
1-2 from the
yesterday,
Ferrari.
and it's
Charles
put him on
Leclerc
pole.
on pole,
And
Lewis Hamilton
completes
P2,
the front row.
and
Looking at
we
the
were
rest of
third.
today's grid, we have Verschoor,
Yes,
Verstappen,
2
Oscar
VRs
Piastri,
on the second
and
row.
Ocon.
Ocon's P6, Jesus.
Norris, Sainz,
Norris P7,
Russell,
he's slow.
and Andrea Kimi
Mercedes
Antonelli.
back there again. Russell did
Gasly,
have a penalty
Stroll,
though.
Jack Crawford,
Crawford,
Doohan,
after that sprint, I'm quite
Fernando
surprised we're
Alonso,
13th with Crawford.
Tsunoda,
Sonoda's 16th.
Isaac Hadjar, and Alex Albon.
I don't think
Behrman,
anyone else notable is going to be
Bortoletto,
back here.
Hulkenberg,
No.
and Liam Lawson
Hulkenberg had a
rounds
penalty
off
as
the
well,
grid.
so
Now it's almost time for
quite an
lights
average.
out, so let's go down to the track.
Bottom side of the grid. I mean, after the sprint, I think our teammate is the biggest outlier for that bottom 10. But we get onto the formation lap in the race now, and I think I see Charles Leclerc on softs. Am I right in saying that? Yeah, Charles Leclerc is on softs, Albon's on softs, Behrman on softs. Everyone else running the medium tyre. Only 3 drivers on different tyres, I'm sure different strategies as well, maybe a 2-stop, or maybe they're just going a really aggressive 1-stop. Maybe Charles Leclerc's thinking defensively, get a good start, and run away from the grid on the faster tyres.
Final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
But the drivers are lining up back on the grid now. We can see a Red Bull back there, we can see the V-Carb, the Williams, the Haas, both Zaubers, and then finally the other V-Carb, Liam Lawson, slots into that final race position. The final grid position, sorry. And as he parks his car, this is it now. For the race at Spa, the 5 lights are up, and we are racing in Belgium. Charles Leclerc gets a good start. Max Verstappen gets a good start as well. He looks like he's already jumped me. But down into the source, Hamilton locks up. He tries to make a move on Charles Leclerc. We tap him in on the diffuser. And Max Verstappen already wheel to wheel with us. Down towards Radion. Eau Rouge, sorry. We're wheel to wheel with him. Through Eau Rouge. Are we going to make the overtake through Eau Rouge? Yes, we are. It's quite aggressive and we'll get a little bit slidey on the rear. As now we get onto the Kemmel straight and it's Hamilton versus Charles Leclerc. Hamilton's made moves here before. He's been overtaken by Ferrari before down the Kemmel straight, but on this occasion he has to break out of it and we have to brake in response to him. We get a little bit slide on the rear and we get onto the grass and now stuck onto the curb and we've lost places all the way down to Piastri. So we've lost 2 places there and we're down into P5 and now Lando Norris is on our inside as he come round no name. So P5 for us, we've lost 2 positions at the start. Max's game 1, Piastri's game 1. But the Ferraris stay level. Charles Leclerc ahead of Lewis Hamilton, at least for now. As we come down into more corners I don't know the name of. Edging towards the end of Sector 2. A little bit of a snap there, but we have it all under control here. And we're right on the back of Oscar Piastri here. 3 tenths split us up. But even more crucially, he's fully disconnected from that front 3 of Hamilton, Leclerc and Verstappen. And through this area of the track we try to go down the inside. He sort of holds us off there. We have to go into the grass and we do not make the move there, but now we go down the inside of the bus stop chicane and we leave the space on the inside in case he wants to fight back. He doesn't though. We get a little bit slidey again out the exit. And that's the first lap for us. We're back up into P4, so now we've only lost 1 place from the start of the race. But on lap 2 we're only P4, but we are catching up very, very slowly to Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and Lewis Hamilton, who's got by Charles Leclerc or has he? They're wheel to wheel down the pit straight. Hamilton is in 2nd place. We take the fastest lap as well with a purple final sector. But it is Charles Leclerc who leads from Lewis Hamilton, from Max Verstappen. Then it's Richard Verschoor. And on lap 4, Hamilton does have the lead. He's completely ran away from Charles Leclerc, surprisingly. But now Verstappen's getting ahead of Charles Leclerc. I think his softs have already worn off a little bit. He couldn't use it to its full potential here, and they've fully worn off. Meanwhile, we go purple again in the 1st sector. It's yellow in the middle though, and now we're looking to get past Charles Leclerc. We move to the left hand side of him. He tries to block us off, but we're already wheel to wheel, and we are already ahead of Charles Leclerc. We go a little bit wide there, but we're up into P3, back into the podium places, pretty much where we started the race from. And now we're looking at the diffuser of Max Verstappen here at the start of lap 5, down into the source hairpin. Max Verstappen, he's going to want to defend from us. He knows how good of a fighter we are after the sprint. And you can see why I love this track so much. We come flying through Radion. And down into Camel Straight we have DRS. Max Verstappen doesn't. We move to the right hand side. Verstappen boxed off on the right hand side. We take the left hand side and we're up into second place. Richard Verschoor gets past his Dutch counterpart Max Verstappen, and it's second place for Richard Verschoor. So now it's only Hamilton we have to catch. On lap 7 now. Off board the car. And as we get onto the Camel Straight, look how close we are to Lewis Hamilton. And we move to the right hand side, he moves to the right hand side, we move back to the left. And for a couple laps later from where we did it to Verstappen, we get past Lewis Hamilton and we take the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Lap 10 now, we're coming to pit. And we're 8 seconds to Lando Norris, 16 to our teammate. Of course, Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc already pitting. Antonelli in 4th and Hamilton's already pitted, he's in 5th. So now we come down the pit lane. On lap 11 this is, Lando Norris pits as well. And our teammate continuing on. I think he wanted to pit on this lap, but he doesn't want to double stack. Kimi Antonelli though does pit. So we are now back to 1-2 in the standings. Yo, Crawford, if you want, I can hold up these guys and we can have a 1-2 again. No, I won't do that. I have a good gap here to the drivers behind me. So let's not sacrifice anything in this race and lose potential positions. Our teammate is in P6 at the moment. He has quite a good gap to Alonso behind him, but he has quite a good gap though to Russell in front of him. As we come to the end of sector 2, we go green and purple. Maybe looking to improve our fastest lap here. Into the bus stop chicane. Do we improve on our fastest lap, which I don't think was being challenged. But at the end of lap 17, it's another fastest lap, 1:48.025. Of course, that was not with much ERS as well. We are sort of running out. But now on the final lap, we've stored up our ERS. We're going to go for another fastest lap here. As we come around turn 1 at the source. So this is just fantastic. 11 seconds to Verstappen, 16 to Hamilton, 19 seconds if we want to lose a podium, and 24 seconds if we want to lose top 5. Down the Camel Straight we go, using all of that ERS that we saved up, and we go purple in the first sector to 31.003. What a first sector by us. And out of the com chicane into the long right hander. I need to learn more of these corner names. There's no name ahead, I know that one. I know the name of the no name. And down towards P1. Using more ERS, just trying to get a little bit more straight line speed. Do we keep it in track limits? Yes we do. This feels very fast at the moment. Once again coming into more corners I don't know the name of. That's it until bus stop, I don't know anymore. And in sector 2, do we go purple again? Yes we do, we've gone purple, so this is going to be an improvement on our fastest lap. But we've ran out of ERS, we've used way too much of it in the first 2 sectors. We go off board, 12.4 seconds to Verstappen. We've been 2 seconds quicker than him. We were 10 seconds at the start of the final lap. We've gone absolutely flying as we hear some music from the fan areas. But now, coming out of the bus stop chicane, it was an abysmal Silverstone, but for the first time in his career, Richard Verschoor wins a race. It's the Belgian Grand Prix, and it's been won by Richard Verschoor. It's a different Dutchman to who we were expecting. It's a different Dutchman to what the fans came here to expect. But Richard Verschoor wins the Belgian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen second, and Lewis Hamilton in third. And I think our teammate got sixth as well. What a race by us. Pure pace. Look at this. We get to celebrate for the first time in our career mode. It's not just a podium. Oh, it means a lot more than that. It's not just a win. It's our first career win for the team. Richard Verschoor does it. Jack Crawford got to celebrate yesterday in the sprint. And we're going to be celebrating a lot of points tonight. We get to celebrate with whoever the fuck that Donny is. I think that might be us actually. Oh no, wait, we're black. Why isn't that us? But anyway, Hamilton congratulates the most decorated driver in Formula 1 and gets to celebrate with the newbie. We move up to P8 in the standings, Crawford up to P11, and we move up to P5 in the constructors. Absolutely world class. We came first this weekend. Jack Crawford in third. It's only Max Verstappen who betted him on points. And we have a new sponsor opportunity. But we stick with Xeon. We keep them as our title sponsor. We also do our activities. There's only 2 days till Hungary, which we'll have to wait for. In corporate, we do some fans, and in personnel, we have a victory celebration. The first one for the team, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Matthias Hartmann celebrates that we had the top step of the podium as well. And we also have some points that we can use to our advantage. And we end up using it in corporate. Yeah, so we have increased weekly resource points income by 25%. That's good. But anyway, I think that was a good race. Exceptional race. An exceptional weekend. We had 2 wins out of 2. We maximised points for sure. We only missed out on 1 whole point. That's because we let Jack Crawford have the win. Well, but for the team, that is exceptional. You know, I don't think I forgot to fast forward this. For once, you guys are actually going to get to see what I'm doing. And we can't afford the only other upgrade that we can do. In development, we have nothing there because we've run out of stuff to do. We get to do something here. We're going to do the duel, which means it will take until Azerbaijan to be done. We have an engine upgrade, but one's failed. The fuel injection system, that'll be done for Netherlands. And durability, once again doing the duel, which will come just after Italy. In the assign upgrades, we're going to assign it to Crawford's car, of course being the driver that we will drive as in the next weekend. And on Crawford's car there's a couple of warm parts, so it's the turbocharger that's been completely worn out, so we're going to put that on his car. And we're going to advance, and there's personal, great. Delays in the equipment. Cheers. Who's our engine supplier? Was it Mercedes or might be Renault actually? I want to say it's Mercedes, but they're lacking. But anyway, we're off to Hungary. Advanced hauling, so development will go quicker. And we get the improved comms for research, which means that I don't actually know what that means. For tyre allocation, we're going to go softer because I struggle at Hungary, so I'm going to need all of the grip we can get. Although it is a high tyre wear track, we select Jack Crawford, and that signifies the end of the video. Probably the best weekend we've had so far in our career mode, and I'm sure we'll see many more like that. Hungary I'm not very good at, but we'll have a look how we do. But of course, if everyone enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment what you thought, do whatever you want to do. But thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.